Hello there guys and girls, this is Pixel, and yesterday the biggest update for Rocket League of 2017 came out, the Hot Wheels update. Now, you know what happened. We had 2 new cars, but most importantly, for me at least, we had a new crate. Now, I will be doing separate videos on the cars, one on the Twin Mill, and then hopefully one on the Bone Shaker as well. But this video, I'm just going to talk about the crate and answer many questions that I've been getting, because I'm quite prevalent on the crate scene in Rocket League, so I feel like I sort of know what I'm talking about. But there are a lot of unanswered questions, and there's something to be said about every single quality of item in the new crate, so I'm going to get into it right now. Now, there's some theory in this video, but we'll get to that later on. Now, the first is the rares. Now, basically, for a start, we didn't know if we were getting rares in this crate. When we voted, we only voted on the very rares, the imports, and the exotics. So the fact that there's rares, I think, is kind of cool. It does add a little bit of a spice to the crate, but then again, it's also a bit annoying because it's kind of bittersweet. If we get a rare, it's new, but it's a rare, so it's not that good. But the first thing I want to address is painted decals. Now, there's been videos on YouTube. You can go and look them up. Just type in painted rare decal if you want to find it. But it has been confirmed by Rocket League themselves that in this particular update, they have introduced painted rare decals. Now, they didn't specify whether that would be in the C1 to 4 crates, but I doubt it. I think it will just be strictly for the PCC1 crate, I think they've called it, which is Player's Choice Crate 1. But people are still calling it CC5, but just to clear it up, it's not a CC5 crate. That'll come out probably, I'd imagine, 2 months later with the season, the new season update of Rocket League, which will come out in April, which they announced even before the Hot Wheels update. So it's not a CC5 crate, but everyone's calling it CC5 as well as Player's Choice 1. And I know why that is on YouTube, why YouTubers call it CC5 as well as Player's Choice Crate. And the same way I did it is because people are they're searching up CC5 on YouTube. So if you want people to see your video, you're going to have to include that in the title. So yeah, it's not called that, but the rares can be painted. This does seem a bit strange to me in regards to the fact that you can just customize the colors of decals anyway, so it is a bit weird. But obviously there's been people saying, wow, painted rare decals, they're worth loads. I've literally seen people saying that they are worth loads of keys. Now, just because they're new and they're different, it doesn't make them worth a lot. That's the one problem I think I have with Rocket League. Part of me wishes that Rocket League themselves would release a price guide, or perhaps price boundaries, so then people can't make up their own prices. Because this is new and it's painted, despite it being a rare decal, there are people dictating the price and saying it's worth a lot. So as soon as one person pays, say, 10 keys for a painted rare decal, people are then going to say that's the price, which might not be true because that's just the player's preference. So that's it for rares. They're all a bit bad. We've got the funny book for the Type S, which is mine and I think everyone's favorite. It actually doesn't look too bad. I quite like it. I did get it in a crate yesterday on a live stream. There's the Tribal, which looks terrible. We've got the Cobra, which also looks terrible, which is for the X-Devil Mark II, so no one really uses that anyway. Unmasked for the GT. That one's okay. That one's better than the others. And then the Takumi Super RXT decal for the Takumi RXT, which is kind of okay. Now, the next talking point, very rares. We all knew that it was going to be distortion because everyone voted for distortion, and I think Rocket League listened a bit because there were quite a few people that were kind of upset that it was just going to be all distortion. They've kind of changed it up a little bit. I myself have only unboxed, I think I've 2 distortions. Yeah, Type S distortion and a ZSR distortion. Now, they look different. They don't just look like the normal flat distortion, and I'm really glad they've kind of added like some texture to it. Like if you look onto the ZSR, I'll try and put a screenshot on the screen now of my ZSR with it on. There's like a kind of fractal effect on it. On the front, it makes it look more 3D and textured, and then on the side, there's also like flashing spots. So it's like distortion with different designs in for each car. I think the ZSR and the Type S look the best with distortion. Takumi RXT is keeping more or less the original distortion design as well as the GT, but the ZSR and the Type S look really good with the new distortion, so I am happy about that. Now, moving on to imports, okay, this is a question that myself and lots of other people had before the crate came out, and we were really quite worried and confused as to how it would work, and that is trade-ups. Now, if you don't think I'm the crate guy on YouTube, although I'm one of them, I definitely open more crates than most YouTubers, I would probably say I'm one of, if not the trade-up guy, as seen here and definitely here. So, I feel like I can talk about this. Now, it's pretty good the way they've done it, because if you don't know, basically the Player's Choice Crate, the 3 imports are imports that exist in Series 1, 3, and 4, which is the Dominus GT from C1, the Type S from C3, and the Octane ZSR from C4. Now, people were saying, like, how are trade-ups going to work? Can you trade up a Player's Choice Crate import with another import of the same car? And the answer is no. Although they are the same vehicle, they are completely separate series. So they basically kept the trade-ups the same, as they were for C1 to 4, in the sense that you can only do it from that series. So if I have 4 C3 Type S's and 1 PC1 Type S, I can't trade those 5 up, because if you think that would... If they did do that, that would have to be trading up to a Discotech, a Pulsus wheel, a Zomba wheel, or a Lightning/Voltaic wheel. So that wouldn't work. So to trade up with a guaranteed chance of getting a Lightning/Voltaic wheel or a Zomba wheel from PC1, you'd have to trade up 5 of the 3 new import bodies from PC1, which is a pretty expensive trade up. But that would be quite interesting. And as far as I know, at the moment, no one has got any painted exotic from a crate or a trade up. I don't think, at least at the time of recording anyway, no one's got it. So that'll be interesting. Now, moving on to the exotics, another talking point. Like I said, there's a talking point for every single tier of item in this crate, so it's exciting. First of all, no one's had painted in a crate yet, as far as I know, which is pretty epic. But the big thing, it started a bit of a hashtag on my stream yesterday called #BringBackLightning. Now, they've changed the name of Lightning Wheels. Some people saying it's because there's other Lightning items in the game. There's a Lightning Red, there's a Lightning like default decal, there's a Lightning Boost. So they've changed the name of Lightning Wheels to Voltaic Wheels. Now, the question I want to address is that it changes the names of all the wheels. Some people say that it's just the wheels in the Player's Choice crate. I don't know where they got the idea from, but if you look at any Lightning Wheels you used to have, they are now called Voltaic Wheels. So the Crimson Lightnings I got last November are now Crimson Voltaic Wheels, which is interesting. So I'm excited to see how this will work in the future, whether people will get painted exotics. It is going to be really exciting, especially for import trade-ups when they kind of decrease in value. It's a bit weird, but right now, obviously, the imports in PC1 are worth a lot more than their counterpart import in C1, C3, and C4, which is understandable. But now, another talking point, the mystery decals. Okay, you can get mystery decals. As far as I know, there is not a new mystery decal, and it probably would have been broadcast that there would be one if there was one. So as far as I know, it's just the same. But part of me wonders, has there been a bit of Player's Choice mystery decal implemented here? Now, since the start of crates, Heatwave has always been the favourite. When C4 came out, there was a big buzz around Hexed and Biomass, particularly Hexed. It lasted a lot longer than the buzz for Biomass, and I think Hexed is still more valuable than Heatwave. But still, the most worn decal and the most favourite decal of everyone is clearly Heatwave. And out of all the mystery decals I've seen out of a Player's Choice crate, which is only 3, I think, all of them have been Heatwave. So do you think the probability of getting a Heatwave in this crate has been bumped up, like the probability of getting, obviously, Hexed and Biomass in a C4 crate? Because I haven't seen any Labyrinth, any Slipstream in these crates, so maybe Rocket League have taken what they did with Hex and Biomass and increased the chance of getting a Heatwave in this new crate as opposed to the others. Because I don't know about you, but for me, getting Heatwave in a C1 to C4 crate was almost impossible. I've done it once, whereas I've got Parallax, Slipstream, and Labyrinth at least 5 times each. So I think that's probably something that they did. And I'm looking at my Audacity right now, and I realised I haven't taken a breath. I think that's because I'm excited about the update. So there haven't been any cuts in this video, which I'm pretty impressed about. But let me know what you think of this new crate. Do you think it's good? Are you excited to see some import trade-ups? Trust me, when I get enough imports, I will do some import trade-ups to try and get some painted Voltaic and Zomba wheels. I think it's good that in this crate, you will get a guaranteed good exotic wheel. Like every other crate, there's the Duff exotic, like Photons, Lobos, Pulsus, and ARAs. ARAs are fine, but they're not the best. Whereas with this crate, you're guaranteed to get at least a good exotic. So I think that's really cool. That does it. I hope that answers all your questions about the Player's Choice crate. Like I said, I'm not talking about the cars in this video. I've got other videos coming up about that. But if you do have any other questions, then be sure to let me know down in the comments. If you didn't drop, be sure to leave a like on it, because I just spoke for 9 minutes straight, and I think I did a pretty good job. I think it was pretty informative. I'm not making it over 10 minutes to get that money, so you can stop calling me out for that. Subscribe today to join the Pixel Army, and I'll see you in the next video very soon.